Here's a faster tutorial than my Inferno one on cache, so let's get right into it. So mid crisscross smokes, boom. Right side, left side is like this. It looks straight up right here, where at the window, right at the middle. Another way to do right side crisscross smokes is to come in here, look at this beam right here, right where it meets the top of the window, right there. So this window and this beam, right where they meet. I messed that up a little bit actually. And yeah, so just aim, make sure you're not aiming too much to the left, make sure you're aiming where they actually meet at the top right, so like right there, and not right here. Okay, this was probably better, most people like it better, it's easier to remember. Okay, so mid Z smokes, so there's 5 white lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 theoretical lines on this window right here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so each white line corresponds to each point. So if I want to go from this white line, I look at that. If I want to go from the second white line, I look right there. If I want to go from the third white line, I look right here. Fourth white line, I look right here. And fifth white line, I'll look right there. And those will all perfectly smoke off Z. Okay, so moving into the the white box smoke. It's the same exact thing with the white lines, except you're looking here. So pretend if you go straight up from the A, that's the middle. So just like the middle of this beam right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 spots. This one is really hard to throw because you can't even really see it. So that'll probably mess up. But you pretty much want to do it from the second, third, fourth, and fifth. So you just come right there and throw, or you come right here and throw, or you come right here and throw, or the fifth one and throw. So one of them actually messed up a little bit, but it still worked. And those will allow someone to stand up on top of the white box, but it's a pretty easy kill if they do that. Okay, so getting to the A site smokes, there's the basic ones right here. So you throw it up the middle of the box right there, that'll smoke off car. Then you can smoke off forklift right here by just taking a close angle and throwing it like that. That'll smoke off forklift perfectly. You want to make sure that you're not on a wide angle like this, because it'll work, but it will leave a gap right here where people can stand. So make sure you're kind of at a close angle and it'll work. It's not a big deal how you throw. Okay, so most people don't want to peek like that because they're usually an opper. So one way to flash that opper is to run into the back of this fence right here. Look at the top of this air conditioning vent. Double click throw, so left and right click and throw. And that'll perfectly flash. It will actually flash your teammates too if they're looking straight at it. So make sure they're either running it backwards or aware it's coming. Another way to throw it, I'm pretty sure, is to walk into the back of here. Do the same thing except left click throw this time. Maybe a little bit lower. Let's see, so like right there. So I did that, but don't even use that. Just use the double click throw one, and that should you. Okay, so when you're in Squeaky and you need to get out of Squeaky safely, what you can do is open the door, you crouch, look straight down. At this point right here, you're gonna look at the arrow and throw. So once again, you look all the way down until you get into this corner, and then you're gonna look directly at the top of the arrow and throw. And then that way you can peek these certain angles without having to worry about the guy quad. Okay, so a few quad smokes. So first one is the deep quad smoke. So you're just gonna look at this line here, jump throw, and that will go farther into quad, like that. So it won't smoke off left side, but actually from here you can't even see left side. So this smoke is really good. Do remember that they can still play fence and kill you. Okay, so the other smoke for that same spot, except this time we're gonna throw it so it blocks off more angles. So you're just gonna look directly into the skull, right up from the right side of this doorway right here, or middle door, whatever it is. I'm not sure. Right on the right side, all the way straight up until you come to the top of this wiring right here. So at the very top, all the way to the right. So straight up, like that. and that'll smoke off closer. I'm actually gonna set up just a little bit. That'll smoke closer so they can't play fence. So I'll just show you again. Go into the skull, right side, and then top. And yeah, if you just think about aiming it a little bit to the left, it'll work better. That one actually messed up for some reason. Here, let me try again. So into the skull. You gotta practice this one. I don't do it very much, and I really should. So that. Let's try a little bit lower. Yeah, there you go. So both of those are perfect. The one that I threw a little bit lower actually worked better, as you can see the trajectories. So it was less close to hitting this box. So throw it a little bit lower, maybe. So like if you're aiming right here, if you can see I'm actually a lot above. So just a little bit lower and you'll be good. So that one's one of the more complicated ones. Okay, so this one is a good highway one. So you're gonna jump on top of the beams right here, look at these two dots, directly to the left of the two dots. If you can't see the two dots, it's between these, it's in this part of the stone roof right here. So it's right in the middle pretty much, so just look directly to the left. It's not a big deal how much to the left you look. It'll do different things, either bounce off top or go up here, but it accomplishes the same goal. And it'll work perfectly to smoke off any one highway. So, yeah. Also, if you run into the white box here, and run a little bit farther, what you can do is smoke right there, and then if you take a wider angle, maybe like that, what you can do with the smoke is you can also just run right here and plant. I messed up a little bit. If you want to take actually a much wider angle and run it a lot farther, like that, that's right. And then you can plant right here, and they won't actually expect it a lot of times on eco rounds, and you'll get an easy plant. If you do some other smokes, like the forklift one and the MDK one right here, there's actually a great plant take right there. Okay, so moving on to B site. From playground, there's a couple smokes you can do. First one, come in some slack if I mess these up. So first one, you gotta break the window, of course. You're gonna look straight up from here, and one to the right, and then just step through. Yeah, never mind. So you're going to look, let's see, and step through. Not exactly sure, one sec. Okay, so that one is the sight smoke. I'll figure out the other one. So the sight smoke is you get into the corner, you look at this blue window right here, you look straight from the blue window along this line, look to the very top, and run into the bottom, until the top of this box meets the bottom of that roof. So straight up here, top of the roof, boom, throw, and that will perfectly smoke off sight. There's actually good plant smoke too. You can just run right here and plant, and the enemy can still be on sight and not expect it. So the other smoke I was trying to do is a smoke for headshot, and what that'll do is you go straight like this, and then one over, and then just step throw, and that should work. Maybe it's like this. One sec. Okay, so actually I was wrong. So what you're gonna do is, this works better actually, is you're gonna move one to the right, and then this smoke is actually really difficult, so just... Yeah, fuck it. Just forget that smoke. Okay, moving on. Let's see. So to smoke off B main from the offers, you always peek that. let's run in here, throw off the third window right there. So 1, 2, 3, throw it top of the window, general vicinity, and that'll smoke it perfectly. You can actually smoke heaven from this spot as you run into these toxic barrels. You look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth one. You run, and actually it's the fourth one. So boom, throw it like that. You look at the fourth section of this light post. So sorry, not the light post. The light. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You look at that right here, and then you're just gonna run. And when you're inside the smoke, you're gonna throw. And what that'll do is that'll smoke off heaven, and you don't even have to peek. So if you want to smoke off heaven and there's no smoke, you just run here, look right here at this piece right here. It's above the white and a little bit to the left. So just above and a little bit to the left, and you gotta kind of just practice it. And yeah. So you want to make sure you don't throw it too hard though, because if you throw it too hard, it will bounce off of that. So just, yeah. So make sure you don't have too much velocity when you do it. So what I even do sometimes is I just like slow down. That'll actually go too short. Actually, no one. So what you can do is you can just go. What you can do is just go, stop, kind of slow down a little bit, and then throw it. So just you gotta practice it a lot. Yeah, and you do have the potential of getting shot from CT or heaven, but if you back up, it probably won't be a good shot. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm not even very good at this one, so just practice it a lot and it'll be good. Yep. Let's see. So a flash to get into checkered is you're gonna look directly at this right side. You know, practice this and just throw. And that'll smoke it into checkered perfectly. It doesn't really matter the angle you take as long as you're close to this wall right here, and it'll flash it perfectly every time. Okay, so from B to smoke off a B rush, you're gonna run from heaven. Look at the bottom right of this weight right here, and throw it like that. And it's a basic smoke running B player, and you can play right next to the smoke and wait for a rush. Okay, so way to smoke off CT is you can just look at the bottom left side of here and throw it, and run through it. I couldn't do it because there's a smoke right there. But what you're gonna do is you're just gonna run through it like that, bottom left side, and that'll smoke CT off perfectly. Okay, Molotov for B is you're just gonna go in here and look at the shadow, the slanted shadow in the middle, and throw, and throw. And that will Molotov not only sight but also headshot. And then let's see, from CT side there's a few smokes. First one, everyone just make sure you never mess that up, and then make sure you never mess this up. Come to the car, look at the railing right to the left. Let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah. You can also smoke off tractor from this white box. I might mess up though, so let's see. Yeah, so that one's more unreliable than this one, I'd say. For the most part, just do that one and it'll work and you'll be good to go. Okay, thanks for watching.